My old school thing, MAC Prep and Prime, the Natural Radiance in yellow. You know, sometimes you just got to go back to what you began with, you know, what you started with, you know, and nothing like some of your day one favorites. And we're just going to put this all over as if it's lotion. Now, my favorite foundation right now is Clinique. I was sleeping on this so much, y'all. I was sleeping on this. This is the Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. And let me tell y'all, a little goes a long way. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. Like that. Little spots like this all over my face. I do this because this helps you save a lot of makeup, because let's say for instance if I just took this whole thing and just did this side, then I have to go back for blend this in. And look how flawless this blends in, guys. Now I put foundation everywhere except under my eyes. I leave that area for my concealer. I don't like too much heavy makeup underneath of my eyes because it will crease. So you want to put less makeup under there as much as possible. So just leave that area for concealer only. Look how smooth. My favorite concealer right now is Juvia's Place. And I am using the color 10. So I use the 10 to get rid of like the dark circles under my eyes. You don't need a lot. I just use whatever on the stick. I don't dip even more. And right here, ba-boom. And this is how it's gonna look. A flat brush, so I can get up all up under here. And make sure you get all the way up under here where those lines are. Even if you have to look up, you wanna get all the way up. And then go like this. And what I'm doing is I'm patting it, because when you swipe it, you're taking it away. So you want to take it down, so like where your cheekbone is. So I usually smile like here, and you could tell that's where like you want to stop right there. Take the residue from my foundation brush, and we're going to wipe out those edges, because we don't want to know where it starts or where it begins. We just kind of want it all to like blend in, as you can see. So you just want to see it kind of go from like light to dark. You just kind of want to see the colors like play with each other, so you can see that. See the difference? Like, see? You just want to make it more smooth. And then I just lightly pat over my eyes. So now we're going to take our Laura Mercier powder, and we're going to set all the places that we put the concealer down. So I like to use like a small blending brush like this, really tiny. Tap, tap, tap. And then just press in. Oh, another important thing. So like before you go back and press it, you always have like these little lines that end up forming. So you want to like make sure those lines are gone before you set the powder, because however you set it, that's how it's going to look at the end. So now that I got rid of those lines, now I'm ready to go back in with my powder. And I'm just patting it in. Patting it in. And this is going to make the under eye look brighter, and it's going to help set the underneath of the eye as well, so that it doesn't move all day. So we're patting it in, and it's loose powder, so make sure you're wearing something that can catch the loose powder that you don't really care about. I mean, it comes off the clothes, but if you're going right out, you don't have time to keep on like just patting down, wiping everything down. Same thing for down the nose, forehead. So basically everywhere that we put that concealer at, that's where we're putting our Laura Mercier powder at. See? So now that we're letting this bake, we're going to go ahead and set our face. I'm going to use my Sephora powder. I've just been trying to switch it up lately. I usually use my MAC and NW45 to set all around my face, but I just wanted to kind of go to Sephora and try some new makeup, because, you know, I could get caught in routine, child. So I'm just gonna take my Sephora powder, and I am using the color 64 in neutral mocha, and it looks like this. For the most part, I really like this powder, and it's really good. It's a good equivalent to my Studio Fix. The only thing I don't like about this powder is that it gets so loose when I'm using it, and it have all these like look at this, like look at these flakes. I hate that. I like, if it's gonna be a compact powder, don't make me feel like it's a loose powder. You feel me? Like, be a compact powder. Don't be a compact loose powder. That's the only bad thing I really have to say about it. But other than that, it goes on beautiful, and it looks very flawless and very filtered like. So I'm just going to put this everywhere I didn't put the powder, the light powder that I used to set my concealer. So I'm just going above the forehead, around the face, gently here, gently here. Everywhere else. And don't worry, you see how you see like that harsh line right here? Don't worry, we're gonna blend that out later. It's not gonna stay like that. None of this is gonna stay like this. We're just setting it. Setting. And like I said, I don't like one of those type of nose. So I just kind of take like a little brush and then just create like a shadow on the side. Just so when I take my picture, it can look really nice and structured, but it's just not like pointy. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just nice and structured, if that makes sense. Try this YSL brow pencil, and this is in the color 5. So first we're going to use this part of our brush, and we're just going to brush our brows up. And what I also like to do is take my powder brush and just go gently over my brows. Anywhere that there was oil on your face, you just want to wipe it off, because if there's oil on your brows, it's really going to give you a hard time trying to get the shape that you want. Your pencil is going to be sliding, the color is not going to come out the way that you want. So just make sure that we're going to use our pencil. And we're just going to create our shape at the bottom. Whoa. And then we're going to do the same for the top. I never start in the front at the top. I always start behind it. Mm-hmm. See? And then, my contacts kind of got blurry there. And then in the front, we're just going to do light strokes going upwards. And that's just going to make it look more natural, like a natural brow. And I just like to add some darkness to the end, because this right here is going to make sure that your brows is not going to move, girl. It's not. It's not going to move. And don't worry about how thick they look right now, because once we clean them up, it's all going to turn out all right, okay? It's just my favorite concealer. I love me a good cream concealer. I used to do cream concealer underneath of my eyes as well, but Juvia's Place got my heart with that one. So we're just going to stick with this one for the brows. So I'm going to use this second color right here. And I'm going to use like a flat brush. And I'm going to show you how it's going to turn out. So you want to go really slow. And the reason why I say you want to go slow is because you don't want to go into the brow. Once you go into the brow, you kind of mess up the shape. And then we're going to bring it downwards. Once you bring it downwards, you can kind of start seeing the shape for what it is. You want to just make sure that this line is extremely straight. I'm going to do the same for the top. And then we're going to brush this one upwards. We're gonna take our flat brush and we're just gonna blend that down. Bring it all the way down on my eye, because we're gonna also use this as our primer, like as our base for our eyeshadow. So whenever you're putting on eyeshadow and you're wondering why it's not coming out the way that you desire, it's probably because 99.9% of the time you're not putting down a base first. So you definitely want to make sure that you got a base down. That's going to help it stay up all day long and not get that oily look on top of your eyes. So you see that little piece of hair right there? I don't want my eyebrows to be shaped like that, but it's getting on my nerves, so I'm about to just cover it up. I used to have a makeup teacher when we used to ask him, like, how do you cover those little hairs? And we'd be like, we can still see it a little. He used to say, well, if they can still see it, they're too close to you. And he's right. Just because you don't want that halo look above your brows like that, we're just going to settle it with my powder. Let's go ahead and play with our Filter Stop eyeshadow palette. Now, what color should we use, y'all? What should we do? There's so many to choose from. What am I feeling? Since I want to play with the lipstick as well that I received, we're just going to play around with colors that's going to complement that berry lipstick. So, let's take out our handy dandy blending brush. And let's use this one for the crease. Remember I was telling you about those lines? You want to make sure that you pat those down before you start playing around. Okay. So now that we got that out the way. Transitional color in the crease first, because that is how your eyeshadow is going to stand out. This is a pretty color. Look at this, guy. Underneath for the brow, you never want to go all the way up because it starts to look a little clownish, and it also makes your eyeshadow like stand out as well when they're starting to look at your face. So you want to leave that. That is gorgeous. Okay. Let's use this gold looking silver up top. Let's just see. Let's just see what this does. And I'm just going to pat it on first. I always pat my colors on first. That way I can get the pigment down how I want. Okay, so it's coming on as silver, guys. It's not gold, it's silver, which is a really nice silver. Okay, I like it. I like it. Pigment is nice. So this is how I do a cheek cut crease, y'all. So I just make sure I get a flat brush and I just start creating this line like this. I call this the cheek cut crease because it skips so many of the steps to get a cut crease. And it just gives the illusion of a cut crease still. But if you want to do this, you have to put down a darker color in your crease as your transitional color, so that way it does stand out. And you want to use small strokes going back and forth so that that line is extremely neat, since we are going to be cheating the cut crease and not doing all the things we need to create a nice strong cut crease. You want to make sure that this line is very, very neat. Keep going over that line, like I said, especially if you're dealing with like pigments that have like little particles and glitter in it. You're gonna make sure that this line is straight, because those little glitters can step out of line and then ruin how neat it looks. And I'm all about neat looks. That's gorgeous. The pigment is nice too. Okay, so I'm only gonna do a half cut crease because I want to like give it a little smoky at the end. So I think I'm gonna use this brown right here. I'm gonna see what that's about. So I'm gonna take my other blending brush and I'm just going to use circular strokes and place that brown down. Ooh, that brown is brown. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. Okay. You ain't had to do me like that, baby. Okay, I love that. I'm here for that. And when you get to the two colors, you just want to wiggle in between, and that's how you kind of get them to blend into each other without looking so crazy. When I first started doing makeup, you would literally see where the silver stops, where it ends, and where the next color begins. Like, I just thought that's just how you go. I just thought that's what you do. Just gonna use my foundation residue brush. We're gonna clean that up like that. See that? Give me a wing, because this deserves a wing. I know a lot of artists get scared when people ask them to do wings because it requires you to be extremely still. But I've been doing wings so long, I just do them really fast now. So let's get some lashes. These are all my used lashes that I use. I have a bunch of lashes that I haven't used yet, but I like to reuse mines, you know. I don't like to waste them too much. I know some people like put the glue on their eye and then put the lash on it, but I don't like to do that because I like to adjust where my lash is going to be sitting at. Just blow for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then as your liner, you're going to use this as a guide to put your lashes on. I'm going to show you how easy this is. I always show this in my lesson, how easy it is to put a lash on. Even if you just put one piece on like this, like that, and then adjust the rest. So like I got one piece on, and we're just going to adjust. You just want to make sure that you don't go above the black line. That's all I say. Don't go above the black line. And you are going to put it on perfectly and then press it back. Look at that. I usually just go back in with my liner. And I usually go underneath to blend in my real lashes. This bad boy is it. Like the color, the pigments are beautiful. The fallout is really great. The colors are amazing for spring. The palette itself is just so freaking creative. Like I'm low-key jealous that I didn't come up with something like this. This is very well packaged. I love it. I'm going to make this eye more sexier. So I like to use my brush to hold it down so I don't get any fingerprints. I think I'm just gonna go with this nice purple right here just to see what that's cracking on underneath my eye, because it's been calling my name. Woo, I see why it's calling my name. It's gorgeous. Just always just add like an extra to your look. So now that we're finished baking, we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my color NW40 Studio Fix by MAC to brush off my baking powder. You never want to use the same color that you set your face with to take off your highlight color, because then you won't have any dimension in your face or no shape. So I'm patting it in, brushing it away, patting it in, brushing it away, and patting it in. Then we're going to go back in with our Sephora powder and warm ourselves up. So I just go a little bit in my cheeks with it. Go around the forehead with it, of course. Then I'm going to use my color NW58 Studio Fix in MAC. And I'm going to use that to contour with. It's a really dark color, and it'll give you like a nice and subtle contour, as you can see. Then we're going to brush upwards. Get the jawline. This is for us girls with the double chins. This is going to help create that shadow for us. The forehead, we're going to go around, and we're going to bring it down. And as you can see, you see how like harsh this line look right here? We're gonna get rid of that by using the Sephora color that I told you guys we used in the beginning. And we're just gonna go over it like this. You see how that just settled it in? One of my favorite NYX, bear with me. This is gonna prime, set, refresh, and prepare your face. So I always use this after I've done like all my powders, because this is going to just like get rid of all the powder residue and then just make your face just look refreshed and nice and not so cakey. It's just going to like make it settle in. And my favorite blush of all time for all brown girls, it's going to be Raisin by MAC. It's my ultimate favorite blush ever. So it's like a burnt orange, and it's really settled, but it's just still so refreshing. That's why I love it so much. And you can smile because you want to put the bulk of it here, and then you want to go up towards your contour line. So when you're talking, you're like, that's the effect you want to have. I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Moscow Mule as my highlighter. It's one of my favorites. Just watch how gorgeous it is. It'll be your favorite too. Gorgeous. Oh my God, look at it. Do you see that? Do you see that? Oh, do you see this? One thing about Rihanna, she wasn't playing when it came to her highlighters. She understood the assignment. I'm gonna go down the nose, on the lips. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. I'm just gonna blend that down. My lip liner, Night Moth by MAC, to go with the lip that I have. So we're just gonna give ourselves a little ombre. So this is how you do the ombre. So you want to line it first. After you line it, you want to kind of just go in heavy with it, like fill your lip up. So I basically fill it up everywhere except the middle, and we're gonna do the same for the top. See that? And as you can see, this is where the highlight come in play. When you put that highlight above your lips, it just makes it stand out. It's time for our Glam Stop lipstick. I'm so excited to try it. And again, this is the color Marianne. It's gorgeous. Look at the packaging. This is gorgeous. Okay, let's try this. Ooh, I wasn't expecting to smell like this. I smell everything, by the way, but that smells good. That smells really good. Ooh, nice and pigmented. Mm-hmm. I don't even have to put no more on, y'all. This is very nice and pigmented. Look at this. So you just kind of want to keep blotting your lips until it dries out. And I'll just go over my liner. This is gorgeous. It's very nice and moisturizing. I will tell you that. It does not make your lip feels dry. You know how some of those liquid lipsticks make your lips feel dry? Nothing dry about this. My lips feel very moisturized and they smell good too. Then we're going to use our Revolution Matte Fix Spray to settle the scale. So this is the final look. Let me know what you guys think. Look at the eyeshadow. It's gorgeous.